We stand here today at the grave of Oliver Cromwell. In order to truly get a sense of a man who inspired a revolution, we first need to explore his petty background from suburban England. Oliver Cromwell was born April 25, 1599 in Huntingdon, a small town in the county of Huntingdonshire. His parents were Robert Cromwell and Elizabeth Stewart. At the time of his birth, the Cromwells had acquired considerable wealth by taking over monastery property during the Reformation. His grandfather, Sir Henry Williams, was one of the two wealthiest landowners in Huntingdonshire, but as a younger son, Cromwell's father's inheritance was modest. Robert Cromwell's land ownership placed at the bottom of the gentry. Late in life, Oliver Cromwell noted that he was, by birth, a gentleman, living neither in considerable height nor yet in obscurity.
After attending Huntingdon Grammar School and Cambridge University, Cromwell became a minor East Anglian landowner. In his early life, he moved around to various locations in Huntingdonshire, farming and collecting rents. The combination of this meager income and his late father's small holdings was often hardly enough to support his widowed mother, wife, and many children. However, Cromwell, like his father, did rank among landowning elite, but played no significant role in national politics. He would not be lifted from obscurity to power until the civil wars of the late 1640s.
Oliver Cromwell was an active officer in the Parliamentary Army from the outbreak of war in the summer of 1642. In 1643, he was promoted to colonel and given command of his own cavalry regiment after originally being in charge of a small body of mounted troops. By the end of 1643, Cromwell was appointed to Lieutenant General of the Eastern Association, Parliament's largest and most effective standing army, after a series of successful sieges and battles which secured East Anglia and the East Midlands. During 1644, he contributed to the victory at Marston Moor, which helped secure the North for Parliament, and also campaigned with mixed results in the South Midlands and home counties.
Cromwell played a large part for the parliamentary side in the years 1645 to 1646 as second in command of the newly formed New Model Army. He commanded troops in a series of battles that culminated in his victory of the Scottish Royalist Army in Worcester in September 1651. It was a remarkable achievement for a man who probably had no military experience before 1642. Cromwell consistently attributed his military success to God's will. Historians point to his personal courage and skill, to his care and training in equipping his men, and to the tight discipline he imposed both on and off the battlefield.
Among Cromwell's crowning achievements was his victory in the Battle of Naseby in June 1645, which was a major victory for the Parliamentary Army in their pursuit of the Midlands. He also put down a rebellion in South Wales and defeated the invading Scottish Royalist Army at Preston. After the execution of the king, Cromwell established military dominance over Ireland between 1649 and 1650. Soon after, Cromwell was named Lord General of the Parliamentary Forces.
Cromwell's military standing gave him enhanced political power, just as the military victories gave him the confidence and motivation to intervene in and to shape political events. An obscure and inexperienced member of Parliament for Cambridge in 1640, by the late 1640s he was one of the power brokers in Parliament, and he played a decisive role in the revolution of the winter of 1648 to 1649, which saw the trial and execution of the king and the abolition of monarchy and the House of Lords. As the head of the army, he intervened several times to support or remove the Republican regimes of the early 1650s.
Two historians took time out of their day to discuss with us Oliver Cromwell's role in English politics.
Cromwell became Lord Protector of England in December 1653 under a written constitution in which he shared political power with Parliament and a council. Despite this constitution, he was able to achieve some of his political goals before his death 5 years later in 1658. These goals stressed order on the home front through tolerance. In this way, he gained the trust of the aristocracy. With a peaceful homeland, Cromwell was able to promote England's army and navy, which led to noteworthy foreign expansion.
Religion provided inspiration for much of what Cromwell did as Lord Protector. He acted largely on the belief that he and his men were God's chosen ones, with a duty to enforce his will. During his reign, Cromwell instituted a godly reformation, one of his many policies driven by ardent faith. In this reformation, he sought to correct inhumanities in the legal system and reduce sinful activity as a whole. Cromwell supported what he called the liberty of conscience, which was effectively freedom of religion to all Protestant groups, as long as they practiced their faith independently. He considered religious tolerance the principal achievement of his wars, to be cherished and strengthened in peacetime.
Oliver Cromwell, or Ollie C as he was known to those dearest to him, played a vital role in the English Civil War.
He was a general, a politician, and a religious man, and wherever he went, he left his mark.
Without Oliver Cromwell, modern England would not be the state it is today.